सत्या कृष्ण भक्तिपति देवी सत्यवती नमो नमः। वृंदाय तुलसी देवी आय प्रियाय कृष्ण भक्तिपति देवी सत्यवती नमो नमः। वृंदा देवी की काय, तुलसी महारानी की काय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जाए। नमो नमः तुलसी राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाओ हे अभिलाषी। के तो मार शरण लो तारा वंच पूर्ण हो। कृपाकारी करो तारे वृंदावन वासी। मोरारे अभिलाष विलास कुंजरी जोवा। Naya Naya Liva Sada Yugala Ruparasi. Nivedana Dara Sakirangata Karo. सेवायाधिकारा दिए करो निज जाति। दीना कृष्ण दास को ये मोरा हो। राधा गोविंद प्रेम सदाय नवासी। श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेम सदाय नवासी। राधा गोविंद प्रेम सदाय नवासी। नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी। नमो नमो
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Tulsi Maharani Jaya, Tulsi Maharani Jaya, Tulsi Maharani Jaya, Tulsi Maharani. Jaya Vrunda Devi Jaya, Vrunda Devi, Vrunda Devi Jaya, Vrunda Devi. तुलसी महारानी की जाए, वृंदा देवी की जाए, वृंदा तुलसी देवी आए, कृष्ण देवी वृंदाए तुलसी देवी आए, प्रियाए केशवा सत्या, कृष्ण भक्ति देवी सत्यवती नमो नमः। वृंदाए तुलसी देवी आए, प्रियाए केशवा सत्या, वृंदाए तुलसी देवी आए, प्रियाए केशवा सत्या, कृष्ण भक्ति देवी सत्यवती नमो नमः। वृंदाए तुलसी देवी आए, प्रियाए केशवा सत्या, कृष्ण भक्ति देवी सत्यवती वृंदा देवी की जय, तुलसी महारानी की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। नहीं वो बड़ा वाला, हाँ बुक लेके आना। ओके वो या वो भी चलेगा या वो भी रहने दो। He's coming. Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhagati Sadma Bandhu Moi Savadana Mate Jahara Prasade Bhai Eva Batariya Jahan Krishna Prapti Hoy Jahan Hote Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Kahiya Kya Arana Kahiyo Mane Asa Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati Jai Prasadi Pure Sarva Asa Aksudan Diloche Janme Janme Prabhu Se Divya Gyan Radaya Prasito O Prema Bhakti Jayote Abhida Vinasa Jate Vede Gai Jahara Charito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adamaja Narabandhu Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adamaja Narabandhu Lokenath Lokera Jivana Lokenath Lokera Jivana Aha Prabhu Karo Daya Dehu More Pada Jaya Aha Prabhu Karo Daya Dehu More Pada Jaya Devi Gai Duk Sukti Bhuvana Devi Gai Duk Sukti Bhuvana Adui
pade loila sarana. Lui pade loila sarana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pasyata Desatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Prabhu Nityananda
Sri Advaita Gadada Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Shyama Sundar, Radha Shyama Sundar, Radhe. Jaya Radha Shyama Sundar, Radha Shyama Sundar, Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Jaya, Jagannatha Jaya, Baladeva Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai, Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai.
जय श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर भगवान की जय, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की जय, श्री श्री गौर निताई की जय, श्री पंच तत्व की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि हरि। नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय जय गौराचंदे अति कुतुबा शिव जय जय गौराचंदे आरती कसुबा जानावे टाटवने जगमनलबा जानावे टाटवने जगमनलबा कि बदखे निताई च Bame Gadadhara Kibarake Nitai Cha Bame Gadadhara Nikate Advaita Trini Vasha Shatradhara Nikate Advaita Trini Vasa Shatradhara Kibabote Atigaracha Ratna Simasane Kibabote Atigaracha Ratna Simasane Arati Karena Brahma Ade Devagane Arati Karena Brahma Ade Devagane Kibanarari Adi Kari Chamaradulaya Kibanarari Adi Kari Chamaradulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Basu Gosadigaya Sanjaya Mukunda Basu Gosadigaya Sangha baje ganta baje karatala Shiva Sangha baje ganta baje karatala Madhura Mridanga Baje Paramaratala मधुरामृदंग बाजे परमरसाला शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे 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 मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय कि बहो कोटि चंद्रजिनी वदन उज्ज्वला देशे बनमाला तोरे जलमाला शिव शिव सुखनारा प्रेमे गदा कहते विनोद देखे गोरार संपादा कहते विनोद देखे गोरार संपादा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत राधा शिव सादि गौर भक्त वृंद Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. જય શ્રી ગણતાય. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Shama Sundara Shama Sundara Jaya Radha Shama Sundara Shama Sundara Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parvajikacharya Stotara Sada Sasima's Divine Grace Shri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parvajikacharya Stotara Sada Sasima's Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya His Divine Grace Shri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. आनंद कवटी वैष्णव की जय. नाम विचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वत्सद गौर भक्तवृंद की जय. जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धनाथ जी की जय. वृंदावन धाम की जय. मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय. नीलाचल से तस्य जगन्नाथपुर धाम की जय. भक्ति देवी की जय. गंगा मैया यमुना की जय. श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की जय. न्यू गोलक धाम की जय. श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर जी की जय. श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बल्लभ सुभद्रा माई की जय. श्री श्री गौर निताई की जय. वियत मिनंगा चंद्र बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय. निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे. Our glory is to assembled devotees. Our glory is to assembled devotees. Our glory is to assembled devotees. Our glory is to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga Hari Hari.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlad Daine Prahlad Daine Hiranya Kashipurvakshah श्रीपूर्वक्षः शीलातङ्कान कालये शीलातङ्कान कालये इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह बाहे नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह बाहे नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह नरसिंहमादिं शरणं प्रपदे नरसिंहमादिं शरणं प्रपदे तव करकमलवरे नकाम् अद्भुत सिंह दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृत नरहरिरूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश रे जय जगदीश हरे अद्भुत सिंह केशवधृत नरहरिरूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव करकमलवरे नकाम् अद्भुत सिंह दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृत नरहरिरूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे करकमलवरे नकाम् अद्भुत सिंह दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तनुभृङ्गा ओ केशवधृत नरहरिरूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवधृत नरहरिरूप ओ जय जगदीश जय जगदीश जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश जय जगदीश जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज निताय गौर हरि बोल 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 बोलो नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय प्रहलाद महाराज की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल
जब करताल थैंक यू जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जना गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना
Thank you, Mataji. Mataji, Prabhuji got another one.
Yamunatiravanacharya Yamunatiravanacharya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Bhai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद ऋषि भक्ति वेदांत शिल श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम ज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुर उन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमदे भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर भगवान जी की जय। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की जय। श्री श्री गौनिताय पंचतत्व की जय। Thank you all very much for joining today. Please accept my humble obeisances to all of you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Today we will be talking about the Sunday school here. It's a little unusual topic for our Sunday Bhagavad Gita discourse. So it will be my job to prove how Sunday school is so much closely knit with your sadhana bhakti. So that's a little challenge and it's a little different topic. But at the same time, it is a part of our very existence here in ISKCON CNJ. It's like the blood veins of ISKCON CNJ, being a part of the Sunday school and the department of Sunday school. So I have the privilege, by the mercy of Madhupati Prabhuji, that we are able to bring here some of the highlights of the Sunday school that we run on the other side of the temple. It's almost half the temple is on that side. And we conduct quite a few activities, and I'm not sure if some of you are even aware of what happens over there, how many activities we conduct and how things get benefited for our kids. So my idea is to present a few things here today to you in a way that will bring the importance of Sunday school to the forefront. And we'll be able to see or have the vision as to how important this aspect was suggested by Srila Prabhupada, promoted by Srila Prabhupada, the education, the spiritual education of children. So we will definitely look at the vision that Srila Prabhupada has given to us in today's class, and then we will also try to see where we are in terms of matching that vision, or in terms of implementing that vision that Srila Prabhupada has given to us in terms of education to our children. And I'm sure some of you are the parents who send your kids to our Sunday school, interest them in our care for some time, and keep a lot of faith and trust in the process that we do over there. So we appreciate all the parents here. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your enthusiasm and just your presence in our lives. It's very precious. So thank you for that. And I will be only talking for some time in terms of, as I said, the vision Prabhupada has and the implementation that we are doing. And then I would like to invite some of the students and some alumni from our Sunday school. They will take a few minutes to share with you their heart about how the school has impacted them, how it has influenced them in their lives, what benefits they derived. And then we even are going to open to you today for an interaction, for question answers, or for your sharing your insights about your experiences. So I will request later on my senior, Devakinandan Prabhuji, also to join. So here, let's go over, as I said, the vision of Srila Prabhupada and see where we are. So in ISKCON Central New Jersey, this is the Vedic Sunday School. We call it the Vedic Sunday School, where the goal is nourishing the children's spiritual growth. Because we all are expert in terms of material education, because we are all in great jobs and we have great professions, and we stay in great school districts, and our goal is to give the best of the education to our kids. Like, that's the main theme here. But along with the material education, where the spiritual education stands and how important is that, how we can intertwine the two, and what success comes out of that, are the questions that we will go over today. And so beginning, the word temple, we have a little acronym there. So temple, we come to the temple, it's not the building, right? Of course it's a building, but it's only very minute aspect of the entire concept of the temple, the building. Because the building is not actually what we look forward to, because the building can be used for any purpose. Even this building can be used for any purpose. So the real meaning of the temple is the purpose for which it's being used, and the kind of activities that are done by the people who occupy this building. So in that context, the temple is tranquility for T, where mostly we can connect with the deities. And the very second item in that is education. Then, of course, is mantra meditation, purification of our hearts, and the community building, the love and the care that we inculcate, that we cultivate in this place called temple, and the engagement in terms of services, different services according to our capacities, according to our likings. So just by the chronology here, the education is the very second important thing. And education, as I mentioned before, is the most important aspect of this temple. And as I mentioned before, our focus is, what is Srila Prabhupada's vision? What did he say when he was instructing his disciples about educating children. And he has spoken very elaborately on that topic. I was listening to one of his classes, and Prabhupada mentioned that the current education system, he called it as Jara Vidya. So most of us know the word Jara is old age. So the word Jara Vidya means the one that keeps us into this cycle of getting old and going nowhere from there. And in contrast to that, the spiritual education he called Brahma Vidya. And we can take a little look at the differences. So Prabhupada mentions in that lecture that education for sense gratification is the material education that generally people achieve in the schools and universities and colleges, because that education teaches the students how to better eat, better sleep, better mate, and better defend. And if we go into really understanding this phrase, then it really makes sense, because education, material education, which is information-based, is used to earn money. And when people have great degrees, they earn money, a very large number of wealth, then definitely there is an improvement in their living conditions. There's a lot of luxury, there's a lot of enjoyment, and there's a lot of support system and security system. The best of the insurances, the best of the security systems. That's what happens when people have more and more and more wealth. The more wealth we have, the more defense system we need. And that is true even at the national levels, like some of the wealthy nations have better defense system. So this whole world is geared towards this idea of having more luxurious life as an outcome of good education and good wealth. And Prabhupada says that technology is not education. Technology is not knowledge. Technology is not wisdom. He said in that lecture. And mostly what happens is that even whether it is technology or any other field, the idea is uploading the information to the student or in the student's brain, and that using that information to earn money. This is the whole idea, right? And there's nothing wrong in that, because in this world we have to survive. We have to earn money, we have to have a security system for our families. So it's not condemned as such, so long as there is another aspect to that education. And that other aspect is the spiritual knowledge, the spiritual education, and becoming wise, becoming wiser, not just in terms of money and knowledge or knowledge of information, but in terms of wisdom that is depicted in the 13th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna gives the whole list of what knowledge is. He says that knowledge are these qualities: humility, non-violence, peacefulness, spiritual inquisitiveness, and ultimately doing the devotional service. So those are the qualities or the behaviors which are exhibited by a person who is wise or who is knowledgeable or who is educated, according to the Bhagavad Gita. So that's why it is not 100% wrong that we have the material education, but in addition to that, how we are becoming more civilized, how we becoming more mature people, mature nations, that is the balancing act. And that's what Srila Prabhupada wanted to emphasize on. And that's why he gave the other aspect of the spiritual education the name Brahma Vidya, where the clear difference is that by this education, spiritual education, we create the quest in children for spirituality. And this point onwards, I will also tell you how we are trying to implement this aspect in our Sunday school, according to the vision that Srila Prabhupada has given. So the first thing is creating the quest for spirituality. So we're trying to create an atmosphere over in our Sunday school, where kids can feel free to be inquisitive and to ask questions. And they are encouraged to discuss according to their age level in such a way that as they grow up, they have some inquisitiveness that's cultivated in their hearts. And that inquisitiveness can help them into asking the right spiritual questions, because it is not something that we want to make them as robots. We don't want to feed the information or upload the information as such, but we want them to ask questions and get satisfactory answers so that they become knowledgeable or they have a base of wisdom. And the second aspect, in contrast to the material education as such, is that exploring the big questions of life. As Bhagavad Gita is the main foundation of our education in the Sunday school, these big questions are well discussed in the Gita by Krishna with Arjuna. And when kids learn different aspects of this Gita in our Sunday school, they are able to understand, first of all, these questions, ask the right questions, and get the right answers to practice and to get clarity. And as I said, we're going to invite some students, and most of you also know that some of these students that we have are extremely good and in showing that spiritual progress as we're talking about. So the third is the state of being wise. So it's not just the uploading of information, but in contrast to that, Prabhupada says that it's the state of being wise. So that is the idea of spiritual education. So we strive to make our kids not just shloka reciters, but in addition to that, shloka recitation is very important. It has a lot of benefits for our spiritual education. But in addition to that, our curriculum, we try to develop or design in such a way that kids can become wise. And our idea or goal is to teach them how to differentiate, how to make the right decision when it comes to real life. And that's why the state of being wise is something that really describes the spiritual education. So the education that we try to strive in the Sunday school, I would like to present it in terms of 3 C's, the 3 C's of education. And they are, of course, given to us by Srila Prabhupada. And when Prabhupada used to speak about education, he used to always quote this very famous verse by Chanakya Pandit. And the first part of that is Matruvat Paradareshu. And the idea, the actual translation is that you see another woman as your mother, except one who is your wife. So based upon that, the first C of the education here is the character development of the children. Because they are children today, but tomorrow they will be youth, and day after tomorrow they will be the householders. So the character which is drawn from this first line of Chanakya Pandita's verse that Prabhupada quotes all the time, Matravat Paradareshu, is the character building. That's the first C. The second line is Paradravyeshu Loshvatam, which means word-to-word translation is that do not capture another person's wealth, which is not your own. In terms of our educational goals, that particular line of that verse corresponds with the cultural development, because it's the culture of Ishavasya. And when we give that culture to our kids, they will realize what is there to enjoy and to accept in this life and what is not. So that discrimination we try to give that in terms of cultural education. And we'll talk about that more, so it's more clear later on. And the third line is Atmavad Sarvabhuteshu, and which means word-to-word translation that you see everyone with equal vision as a part of spirit, as a part of Bhagavan Krishna. And there we bring the aspect of community building, love and care and support for each other in this big family. So those are the three C's. And the last line is, Ya Pashyati Sa Pandita. So Chanakya Pandit says that one who is able to develop these three characters is actually a Pandit. So as I mentioned before, being wise is our goal, keeping the kids wise, our goal, to make them Pandit. So the Pandit means actually these three things. Pandit means one who knows the proper character, one who is practicing the right culture, and one who is bonded in the loving and caring family, community. So moving on, let's talk about these three C's. The first one is culture. And under culture, this is the Ishavasya culture, as I mentioned. The Ishavasya culture means everything is owned and controlled by the Supreme Lord, and I am going to obey the Lord's rules. And that's the Ishavasya culture, where the traditions is a main part. And our bhakti tradition, we teach our children how to put Krishna in the center of the life and do everything around Krishna. So with the famous verse, some of you may know, Yat karoshi yadasnasi, Yat juhosi dadasi yat yapasyasi kauntaya, tat kurushva madarpanam, from Bhagavad Gita. And with traditions come values. So values means the spiritual education, the importance of it in the child's growth, in the child's life. Then comes the arts, which is also a part of culture, particularly the art of kirtan, the art of depicting Krishna Leelas, and the art of many devotional practices that we do here as devotees. And the last one is the morals. That means the respect for all, respect for not just devotees, but in our school we try to teach our children that when you step outside the temple, there won't be any devotees around. There will be other people from different backgrounds, and how to be working with them, how to act with them, how to interact with them as a part of your moral education, how to respect, how do you go along, how do you cooperate, and how do you keep peace. So that is a part of the culture we try to develop. That's our goal, according to Prabhupada's vision. And the next C is the community of love and care. And you see, community is a very big word, and there's not much time for me to unpack actually these three words, community, love and care. But so much can be spoken, because that's what we practice here in this community, and that's what we try to show or demonstrate to our kids, so that our kids can see and actually learn. So in that, the first thing comes the bonding. And when kids come together in Sunday school, and after the Sunday school they are together, or before Sunday school they are dancing here in the kirtan, in the arti, what are they doing is that they are trying to develop a common interest, and they have common values and common beliefs. And that creates bonding, that creates the feeling of community togetherness for the kids. So you see, it's not just the Sunday school happening over there between 6:30 and 7:30 when you are listening the classes to hear. It starts with the arti, because the arti is the dancing and singing together. That value that Mahaprabhu brought to us 500 years ago is very much valid in today's world. And in fact, there are so many mental health benefits that people talk about in terms of singing and dancing together. So we are not just singing and dancing for entertainment, but we are doing it for the sake of Krishna. And that bonding, because the common values, common beliefs are there, will happen. It does happen. And there is a institute, on a national level in America. It's called NAMI. It's called National Alliance for Mental Illness. They very much promote community bonding as a part of mental health in today's youth. And what they say is that this community building brings a sense of belonging, a sense of support, and common purpose. And that's exactly we are doing here in terms of our Sunday school and in terms of community here. When we give our kids that place, that safe place, to come together and develop common interest, they belong to each other. They belong to this community. They belong to this temple. And they have support of each other. They have support of other people, other families. It's a safe place for cultivating good habits and keeping away bad habits. Even the best of the school districts today do not have very good numbers in terms of good habits. But temple, this community, this Sunday school space is a sacred space for our kids. They can definitely learn by observation what is good and bad and can keep it as they grow up. And the last one is experiential. It's not a theory that we teach, it's not just the time pass that happens here, but what happens is that they get the experience of different types of experience by interacting with devotees, interact with people of their own age. And that is a special benefit here because most of us here in this country have moved from our original country, and we do not have bigger families as we used to have in our some of our childhoods. Bigger families, bigger interactions with people of our ages. But we have smaller families. We have very nuclear families. And we do not have bigger societies also. Like in our times, just the society where we are living in, but it's a big community, like, going to each other's place. They don't have it. Today's generation, the kids who are born and brought up here, they do not have that. But temple and Sunday school can provide that experience to them, can provide that loving interconnection between them that they will grow through. It's the experiences that will make them wise. So that's what our strive is here, that to give them all of that. And the third C is the character building. And for that we bring curriculum, a very thoughtful curriculum in our Sunday school, so that we can develop gentlemen and noble women. And I'm glad to share with you that we are bringing a very brand new curriculum which is developed by people who are expert in education, people who are expert in devotion, and they have put together an excellent curriculum based upon all these points, and we are just going to begin that in the coming year, school year. And you will get more information as parents about the details of the curriculum, but the ballpark, the general idea here is that there are practical lessons from Mahabharata and Ramayana. Some extremely practical lessons that today's kids in their world can actually draw from those lessons. Then we have Srimad Bhagavatam, because Srimad Bhagavatam is rich with a number of personalities, very diverse personalities. And just by studying them in the story form, we can give so much materials to our kids to become wise. Then our third goal is that we, okay, so I can't read it from there, this one. Is of course, when we are teaching Ramayana and Mahabharata, we also definitely bringing Bhagavad Gita as a part of their education. And this Bhagavad Gita, or the exposure to Bhagavad Gita lessons, actually helps them to adapt to a spiritual lifestyle. And our goal here is not only to demonstrate, but also transmit it into them, and then promote it, and then let them adopt it. So that's why it's not just the theory, or it's not just the theology as such that we want to give, but what we want to actually do with the help of the Shastra, Mahabharata, Ramayana, is that we want to inculcate into their hearts and let them practice it, and let them promote it, and let them adopt it. And adopt it in such a way that when they become youth, they will have this dilemma of two worlds, this world of community in the Sunday school and the community in the temple, and then they go out and they have a different community and different friendships and different society. So how do we reconcile that? How do we bridge the gap between the two? Somebody has to build a bridge so that they can go from here to there and there to here without feeling distressed, without feeling lost, and still keeping the purpose, the higher purpose of life. And that's what the curriculum that we have for that character building also, so that adopting or adapting both ways to the lifestyle, which they will embrace in a very few years as they become householders and big kids, big people. So that are the 3 C's that we try to do, and I think that's the end of it. So it's only 7:10. So, but we have enough time for other discussions. So my humble request to you is that consider the Sunday school as a very important aspect of your family's connection with the temple. May you be the husband, the wife, or maybe some of you are the youth here sitting. Let's make it as a very important aspect of our temple community here so that we can actually try to go closer to Srila Prabhupada's vision of education, of spiritual growth in children. And we really beg to you for your support, for your cooperation, for your encouragement, and just for being in touch with us. Just be in touch with us as parents. We will, in a short time, introduce you to some of our teachers as well today. So I'll request Devakinandan Prabhuji, and especially if there are any other students that we requested, is Ved around? So if Ved is around, then I will request him to come. He's one of the very bright students here in our Sunday school, and we would love to hear from him about his connection with Sunday school.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today I have been given the merciful opportunity to speak to you about this provided Sunday school. Now, I will share 3 reasons of why this Sunday school has improved my life and helped me in so many ways. Now, let us dive in. Number 1, I have learned about so many great Vaishnavas who have helped this in so many ways, such as Srila Prabhupada and the Parampara which he descends from. All these, well, we have learned so much about how they have improved each one of us. Yes, you. They have helped your lives in so many ways that you may not understand. We have learned to know how great they have done, how many great things they have done, and how to embrace them as real family. 2, we have heard of so many examples by these great Prabhujis and Matajis. They have given their valuable time. Now, stated in one of the purports of a Srimad Bhagavatam, 1 second of your life, even if you pay 1,000 rupees, say, or 1,000 gold coins, cannot compensate. This time is so valuable. If 1 second is so valuable, what to speak about 1 hour for the entire school year, every Sunday? Just imagine. They're giving this knowledge to us so that we can benefit spiritually. We have learned them so much, and I consider all the Prabhujis and Matajis here as my mother, fathers, brothers, sisters, etc. Number 3. Finally, we come to number 3. We have had association with all devotees. Shout out to all people in my class! Well, now, we've had fun, learned, laughed, and teased each other. Yeah, I think we're knowing what we're talking about. Ring a bell? But, yeah, we may have argued at some points because of temporary arguments, but we have not really hated each other. We've all loved each other, and we're all like brothers and sisters. I really feel like even without one people in the Damodar group, the group wouldn't be just the same. Each and every one of you are valuable. And to all the younger kids, and I guess the older kids, but I'm not really sure if they would be comfortable hearing my advice from a younger person. But let's sit to the younger kids and the elders if they want to. I have one piece of advice. Embrace each other. You know, there's a camp called Gitanagri, which was founded by Srila Prabhupada over there. And the slogan they have is, spark adventure, spark friendship, and spark bhakti. We are devotees of Krishna. We are sons of Krishna and Radha as well. Don't forget Radha. We are all children of Krishna or Bhagwan, and we must serve him. Yeah, we might have arguments, but we need to realize we're all family and friends. Hare Krishna. Now, I have a last thing, and it's a Bhagavad Gita slok because I thought this might help. And I'm sorry, this is a bit boring, but I mean, we kind of have to be a bit scriptural because we all talked about Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, etc. So, Here we go. Bhagavad Gita verse 2.12 about the soul. Natu eham jatunasam natomne me jandipa. Nachavna bayashama sarvivayamata param. This means, when Sanskrit was translated by Prabhupada, never was there a time I did not exist Krishna's soul, nor yours, Arjuna's soul, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. This means that all of us, our souls, your soul, your soul, your soul, your soul, your soul, your soul, all of them, we might die. We might go back to God, or we might, I don't know where we'll end up. Nobody knows. But our soul, who we are, the essence of who we are, will never die. So what I've took this verse to mean, Sunday school, look at it. We've learned so much. Only a person who has no interest in the ISKCON movement whatsoever and no interest in our God can fail to see how this benefits our spiritual progress. I feel that this really benefits our spiritual progress, and I really, I have no words. The Prabhujis and Matajis here were so nice, and they embraced me. Sometimes I was a bit weird, and ordinary teachers wouldn't have really liked me. But they took me up and helped me. I feel this is a really big journey for me, and I really am happy that I can continue this. Mom, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Haribol, thank you very much, Ved. Yeah, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So I guess that was a great demonstration of a Pandit. Thank you for his family as well. And do we have the Mahalakshmi or Meenakshi? I would request her. She is Ved. He's real Ved, and we hope that, we pray that he continues to become a wonderful devotee and help a lot of people. So we have Meenakshi here. You all know her. She grew up literally from this young now, and I would love to hear from her now.
Hare Krishna, my name is Meenakshi, and I've been in Sunday school for many years, currently in Madan Mohan class. In these years, I found that, as many may think, Sunday school would be just like every other class in school or extracurriculars. However, it's the exact opposite. As Sunday school teaches students from the Vedas how to put Krishna in the center of your life for success. Unlike other typical classes, Sunday school also teaches students how to apply Krishna and the Vedas into everyday lives. Through these teachings, there's a clear difference between students outside of school and in Sunday school, as our students are more knowledgeable in our culture and are taught about the material and spiritual world. In Madan Mohan, we learn how to use shlokas that were taught in previous classes to handle real-life problems. As I grew older, I found myself under unfamiliar circumstances, so Sunday school has always been such a helpful tool whenever I face problems. For instance, I noticed that my grades were slightly dropping, which made me confused and stressed. However, I remembered a shloka that I was taught, which was Matra Sparshas Tukonteya Sitos Na Shuka Dukkata Agama Paino Nityastans Tanstitikshasva Bharata. This shloka made me realize that life has ups and downs, and however, we should not let it affect us, as it will eventually go away. But I was still confused as to why my grades were low. That's when I remembered a specific lesson that Devakinandan Prabhu and Surabhi had taught me, which was to be present and give 100%. That made me realize that I was lacking in focus, and that's why my grades were dropping. That's when I worked on my focus and eventually brought my grade up. These are just one in many instances where students can find solutions to problems. Another major aspect of Sunday school are the amazing teachers. Each teacher has a different impact on a student, like how Devakinandan Prabhu always finds a great quality in students and encourages it. My sister, for instance, was struggling to find a career, which is when Devakinandan Prabhu had pointed out her leadership qualities, which guided her to find a career that she was passionate in. Surabhi is also one of our beloved teachers, and we're very lucky to have her here. She is a pure and heartwarming person that is just easy to talk to her and not feel judged. Not only is she a teacher, but also a friend. She went from being a teacher at Sunday school to being from a student at Sunday school to being a teacher, which means she understands what we as students go through and always makes sure to relate and connect with us. She is also a role model to many. Overall, Sunday school has had a huge impact to my life thanks to the lessons, teachers, friends, and the close community it has provided for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Wonderful to hear from you. How much huge difference that made. It's just not the Sunday class that she mentioned. It goes beyond that. It just goes up to their life. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for our Sunday school, and thank you also for Meenakshi's family. And one important person I would like to invite now is Shaunak Prabhu. He's our alumni. He has been a great demonstration of how kids develop here in this community. So please, we'd love to hear from you now.
Hare Krishna. How do I want to start this? One very valuable skill in our world is communication. Whether you are in an interview, whether you're in a case competition, if you're trying to do like a sales pitch to someone, you need to know how to be able to communicate your ideas. Not just think of what to say, but being able to express that in a somewhat respectable manner as well. So I feel like Sunday school helped me out a lot with that when it comes to just reading through our textbook. And I feel like Devkinandan Prabhu and Sevnishra Prabhu created an environment where I felt completely comfortable saying what was on my mind and being able to structure a response. Whereas in school, what you say is like you're graded upon what you say in your discussions. And I felt a lot more anxiety, a lot more pressure saying what was on my mind because what will people think? Look who's looking at me. There's somebody I'm trying to impress, right? So now when you look in Sunday school, all of that goes away. Now every week, when you keep building that skill, that confidence, that I can do this, I can say, this is what I want to say, this, and this. And at the end, Devkinandan Prabhu hits you with Jai. Don't you feel good after that? So I feel like doing that every week, that's what allowed me to even just talk in front of all these people today, right? Just being able to do that. But one thing I'll add is for Sunday school, you'll only get out of Sunday school the amount of effort which you put in. So what that means is we're just showing up every Sunday, taking initiative. Suppose we're going to have like a Sunday school annual day coming up within the next month. Taking initiative, I want to help plan the script of the presentation we're going to be able to do. Just taking that concept of let me get involved, let me participate, let me actually pay attention. That pays big amounts in the future. That's what I can promise you. Trust me. Horrible.
Thank you so much. It's very, very, very practical things that he has learned. I would request Devkinandan Prabhuji to please come forward, and also the teachers we would like to. Prabhuji, would you like to say a few words, please?
Hare Krishna. So many times parents feel that, oh, I came to Krishna consciousness very late. Now, how many of you have that guilt? Oh, I started coming to temple when I was 28, 30, 35. And you wish, sincerely from your heart, you wish that, oh, why I missed my 28 years. Where was I? How come Krishna did not invite me? Some thoughts come to your mind. So that's the gap we are trying to fill here. The gap in between your, starting Krishna consciousness at 5-year-old versus 25-year-old. So we're filling the gap of the 20 years. That's the whole idea, to be very honest, behind Sunday school, that children get to, Mataji mentioned about this culture. Culture is something that you don't necessarily teach. you have to live. We have to live as parents, and children have to live. And the living is very difficult because you need another example to live that culture. It's like many of us buy this, some kind of a exercise machine. But generally we end up putting, some towel or something to dry up on that exercise machine because we don't find a partner who we can live with, who can encourage and inspire us to get on that machine every day or even running together outside. So culture has to be lived, and living requires 2 people, 4 people, 10, 20 together as a community. So in our Sunday school, that's our mission, to provide our children a culture of other children who are also doing kirtan together, taking prasad together, talking about Krishna together, learning shlokas together, learning storylines together. So that culture is very important. So we humbly request all the parents. How many parents here have Sunday school children? Please raise your hand. Good number. Thank you. So our registration has been opened for last 2 weeks. Please register your child. And one request I also make, last year we experienced that sometimes you register, but then you also register your child for so many other activities at the same time on Sundays. And your children are bereft of attending, taking the full benefit. I think Shanuk was saying very eloquently, he mentioned, Shanuk, that to take the full benefit of Sunday school, you want to be there 90% of the time, not 40% of the time. So some of our boys and girls last year, we noticed, they came to Sunday school 40% of the time because they had some karate class, some Hindi class, some dance class. We're not discouraging that you should not have those classes. Our children should be overall trained. But please schedule them on Saturdays, Fridays, but Sunday you keep them. They can finish their homework and come here before 6 o'clock so they can attend Aarti with all of us in their culture and then be with our Sunday school teachers. Any parents have any question, anything about Sunday school, any comment, reflection? We have maybe 5 minutes we can share. Hare Krishna.
I want to sign up my son, Pranav, for Sunday school, but he has a question. Like sometimes he has lots of homework, which is why he cannot attend, and is it worth registering? That's his question. So
Prabhuji made a point that he wants to sign up his son for Sunday school, but sometimes he has a lot of homework. Just like everything else, we have so many things and so many hats to put on. Please talk to, how old is he? He's here, okay. What grade? 10th grade. Yeah, high school, it's a little difficult. But try your best. That's number one. Try sincerely, right? Not that you don't study anything on Friday, you don't study anything on Saturday, and Sunday before, right, our program, you as parent or child say, oh, no, I have so much homework. So please try your best that Friday evening, Saturday, he can finish as much as possible. And if there is an exam, for example, there is an exam on Monday or Tuesday, fine. If that Sunday he skips, it's okay. Shri Radha Shyama Sundar Bhagwan ki जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की गौर निताई की. Thank you very much. Any other comment? One last. Yes, Mataji. Saradvyari Prabhu? नहीं.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji, for wonderful class. Just wanted to mention, like, it goes to Devakinandan Prabhuji. In Purushottam Mass, we were reading 15th chapter, 4 of us, and each verse every day we were reading, and then realizations. So when I heard from my kids, from both of them, I was really amazed. What they learned from Sunday school is really very nice. So I am not worried now about them. Wherever they will go, they have very good realizations. So thank you so much, Devakinandan Prabhuji, for making them really good people. And recently we had youth kirtan also. So we are really proud of our youth and our congregation, like Madhupati Prabhuji's and all congregation devotees. We are really blessed. Thank you to Srila Prabhupada and thank you to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. You are a great testimony. So her family and all her family members are a great testimony of how you can implement the devotional service in your life and take the best of the Sunday school education and implement it at home. You are a great testimony of that. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. We'd like to just request our teachers who are present here to come forward so everybody knows and everybody can appreciate you. And also, in the meantime, I would like to share with you that this year we tried a new thing. In the summer, we had summer workshops for a few weeks, and we selected a couple of variety of topics, and some of your kids already enrolled in that. It was about public speaking, yoga, art, and learning the art of harmonium and kirtan, and actually some handyman work as well, which was a very unique and novel idea, which was presented by one of our teachers. So we had a very great success, even though people are just coming to know about our summer workshops, but this year we had a great experience, and I'm sure some of your kids and some of your kids' friends probably will share with you what they learned. So we look forward to serve you in the summer workshops next year as well. So we have teachers here coming forward, please. I guess we are the only two. Yeah, I guess some of our teachers are on vacation or they're not here today. So that's Mona Mataji. She started a couple of years ago with us, and she brings her expertise in education, as well as we have Mohan Chandra Prabhu. He also is one of the male teachers so that he can really connect well with our older kids. And we have many amazing teachers, but unfortunately they're not here today. But just wanted to appreciate them, because they are the ones who actually run, and they are the ones who actually connect with our kids on a weekly basis and give them these wonderful values, and by their own words, and not just by their own words, but by their being there, by their character. So because kids watch beyond Sunday school. So thank you for joining the team. And we request any one of you, if you feel inspired, if you have some extra qualities in terms of teaching, education, please approach us and give that service to Sunday school. So Prabhuji, you have anything else to say? Thank you all very much for this wonderful evening with you all. And thank you, Madhupati Prabhuji, for giving me this opportunity. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Thank you very much. So let's thank all the Sunday school teachers and the organizers of the Loud. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. I was quite amazed with that powerful presentation and talk by Ved. Hari Bol. Thank you. So some important announcements. So coming Wednesday, right, August 30 is Balram Jayanti, appearance of Lord Balram. Shri Baldev Bhagwan ki Jai. So the temple, the everything connected in the service of the Supreme Lord are the manifestation of Lord Balaram. So very, very important day. It's Balaram Purnima. That day, many celebrate as Raksha Bandhan. So we have a lot of festivities going on that day. So we invite you all in the evening, starting from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Balaram Jayanti. And very important that on that same Balaram Purnima, Sri Radha Shyam Sundar were installed in 2015. So it's an anniversary of our temple in one sense. Ki Jai! So please join. We will also take the small deities around the temple with kirtan on that day, called Chandravahan, right? On the Chandravahan, carrier of the moon. Instead of landing on the moon, we will carry the Lord on the carrier of the moon, right? And we can see it. Okay, wonderful. September 6th, September 3rd, next Sunday, we are manifesting Vraj right here. We are not taking devotees to Vraj, but we are manifesting Vraj right here. Humbly endeavoring to manifest Vraj here. Many devotees from the respective Bhakti Vrikshas are making dioramas. Those who would like to get engaged, please contact us. We can engage you. Also, there is Krishna dress competition next Sunday from 4 to 5:30. And we request everybody to dress up as Gopas and Gopis, especially the children, but adults can also do, so that we can manifest that mood of Vraj, right? Mood of Vraj. Please. And with the Vraj roti, yeah. So Jagdishwar, Sima Prabhu and Mataji wonderfully will feed you Vraj roti, right here in the courtyard. Every Janmashtami they do that, but Janmashtami many devotees are fasting, right? So, this time is fasting Vraj roti? Oh my goodness, Jai, Hari. But on September 3rd, we can actually taste the real Vraj roti. Thank you very much, Jagdishwar Sima Prabhu. So, please join in this wonderful festivity. September 6th is Janmashtami. Krishna Bhagwan ki Jai. Festivity is the whole day from 4:30 a.m. in the morning all the way till midnight. Focus festivities more in the evening from 7 p.m. to midnight. So absorb completely. If possible, take off from work. Engage yourself in service as much as possible. And so that we can make that festivity a wonderful festivity. Again, it's on Wednesday, September 6th, starting of the school day for many, but the real school begins from Lord Krishna. He provides the intelligence within us, right? So the real school begins from Lord Krishna. So celebrate his birthday, attend his birthday. It will be birthday party of Lord Krishna. And next day will be Nandotsav, birthday party of Srila Prabhupada on September 7th. We'll have wonderful festivity in the afternoon at noon. So offer our gratitude to the wonderful contribution of Srila Prabhupada that we are able to celebrate these wonderful festivities here on that day. For Janmashtami, we will also have Kalash Abhishek. So far, we have almost 70 plus sponsors. Those who have not sponsored a Kalash or will like to sponsor a Kalash on this day, there are two categories, 501, 1001. 1001 will also get you a life membership card of ISKCON, plus much more benefits. And actually able to perform that wonderful Abhishek for the Lord and helping the temple so that we can bring this festivity more. Will anybody here like to sponsor? Who has not already sponsored? Raise of hands. Okay, contact us. Today's Sunday feast is sponsored by Sushil Prabhu and Siva Mataji for Ayushi's birthday. Ayushi's birthday. Can they come forward? Jai. Hare Krishna to you, Hare Krishna to you, Hare Krishna to Ayushi, Hare Krishna to you. May you never take birth again, may you never take birth again, may you never take birth again, and go back to God. Let's bless her with a loud Haribol, Haribol, Haribol.
Please join back at 8:35 for Julan. From today till Wednesday and also Janmashtami day. A very, very important day to get the mercy by pulling chariot slowly and gently. And also we need a lot of help for Janmashtami. So on September 6th, Wednesday especially, 11 a.m. onwards we'll have cooking. And then evening 7 p.m. to midnight, prasadam serving will be there, and we need a lot of help even in the temple room, outside. So please contact us if you are available. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Take Mahaprasad on the other side. Fasting, but Ekadasi Prasad.